Have you ever wondered how freeing your mind and spirit could transform your life? Turning 70 isn't just about reflecting on the past, it's about seizing the future. Imagine stepping into this new chapter with less baggage, less stress, and more peace. It's time to let go of everything that's been weighing you down: emotional clutter, old worries, and possessions that no longer serve you. In this video, we'll uncover 9 powerful ways to lighten your load, reclaim your happiness, and embrace a life of clarity. Stick with us until the end, because we have a special gift or a life-changing lesson waiting for you that will completely shift how you view your golden years. If you're ready to live a more joyful, intentional life, hit the like button, comment with 2 if you're feeling inspired, or 7 if you want to learn more. Let's start this journey together. Redefining goals: what truly matters now. As we navigate through life, many of us set goals based on the expectations of others or the dreams we once held dear. These goals often reflect society's ideals: career success, financial gain, status, and achievements. However, as we grow older, we come to realize that some of these pursuits no longer resonate with our true selves or align with our deeper needs. What once felt like the pinnacle of success may now seem irrelevant or unsatisfying. By the time we reach our 70s and beyond, we recognize that true success isn't measured by external markers, but by our inner sense of fulfillment and peace. It's a chance to redefine what brings us joy and purpose. Letting go of ambitions that no longer serve us isn't failure, it's an act of wisdom and growth. Whether it's nurturing relationships, rediscovering a forgotten passion, or embracing a simpler, more meaningful life, the goals that matter most are those that nourish our hearts and souls. What goals have you released, and what new aspirations guide you today? Share your thoughts in the comments. By reassessing our goals, we open ourselves to a life of intention, clarity, and greater fulfillment. The beauty of this stage is that we have the freedom to focus on what truly brings us happiness, letting go of the past and embracing the dreams that reflect our authentic selves. Re-evaluating activities that no longer bring joy. As we journey through life, our routines naturally evolve. Some activities enrich us, filling our days with purpose and joy, while others have become mere habits, ticking off boxes on a never-ending to-do list. Over time, we may find ourselves going through the motions, holding on to past passions or traditions that once brought fulfillment, but now feel more like obligations. Reaching our 70s offers a profound opportunity for reflection. Are we still engaging in activities that spark joy? Are there old routines or commitments we continue out of habit, but no longer bring us the happiness they once did? This stage of life is a gift, a chance to release what no longer serves us and make room for what truly matters now. Letting go doesn't mean abandoning the things we've loved, but rather creating space for new experiences and rediscovering what brings us joy today. Pause for a moment. Are there tasks, hobbies, or habits that now feel burdensome rather than fulfilling? What if you allowed yourself to gently release just one of them? In doing so, you make room for new passions that align with who you are now, not who you were. Perhaps there's a hobby that once brought peace but now feels stale, or a social obligation that drains rather than energizes. This is your opportunity to embrace fresh possibilities, explore new interests, and dive into activities that bring you joy and a renewed sense of purpose in this next chapter. What have you let go of, and what have you discovered that truly excites you? Share your journey in the comments. By freeing ourselves from the things that no longer serve us, we create the space for new adventures, new passions, and a deeper sense of fulfillment. Life after 70 is not just a time of reflection, it's a time for growth, exploration, and embracing the things that make our hearts sing. Releasing the burden of material possessions. As we grow older, one of the most profound lessons we learn is that true happiness doesn't come from material things. Yet for much of our lives, we often find ourselves accumulating possessions, homes full of things we don't really need, closets overflowing with clothes that no longer fit, and garages packed with items gathering dust. At the time, these acquisitions may have felt important, perhaps providing a sense of security or signaling success. But over time we realize that these things we thought would bring joy can end up becoming burdens. Think about the last time you felt truly happy. Chances are it wasn't because of something you owned. More likely it was an experience time spent with loved ones, a moment of personal growth, or simply a quiet moment of peace and reflection. Real joy comes not from the accumulation of things, but from meaningful connections, the richness of our experiences, and the sense of purpose we cultivate. Once we reach 70, it's the perfect time to reassess our relationship with material possessions. Do we really need all of these things that fill our homes? Many of the items we hold on to are tied to memories, but we don't need to be weighed down by clutter to honor those memories. Letting go of what no longer serves us, whether it's old clothes, unused gadgets, or furniture we don't need, can feel like a breath of fresh air, freeing both our physical space and our minds. Take a moment to look around your home. Are there things you're holding onto out of habit, or because they once held value, even though they no longer serve a purpose? What would happen if you let go of just one of those items? The act of decluttering doesn't just clear up space, it creates room for new experiences, new joys, and a greater sense of peace. Imagine the lightness that comes from living in a space that reflects who you are today, not who you were yesterday. What is one thing you could release today to create more clarity and peace in your life? Let us know in the comments. Your decision might inspire someone else to begin their own journey towards simplicity and freedom. Saying no to unnecessary social obligations. How many times have you found yourself at a social event, politely nodding and making small talk, all while wishing you were at home enjoying a peaceful evening to yourself? For much of our lives, we often feel compelled to say yes to every invitation, to keep up with social obligations, and to maintain relationships that don't truly nourish us. Whether it's out of politeness, duty, or habit, we can find ourselves spending time in situations that drain our energy and fail to bring us joy. But after 70, we gain a unique clarity, the wisdom to recognize that our time is precious, and our energy even more so. We realize that life is too short to spend in places or with people who don't genuinely add value to our lives. Saying no becomes not just acceptable but empowering. It's a choice that allows us to preserve our peace and prioritize what truly matters to us. Think about it. Have you ever attended an event out of obligation, only to feel completely drained afterward? What if instead you gave yourself permission to say no to things that don't align with your true desires? Imagine the freedom of choosing only the activities and people that truly bring you joy and fulfillment. This isn't about shutting ourselves off from the world, it's about being intentional with our time, ensuring we invest in relationships and experiences that uplift us. By prioritizing our own well-being, we become more present in the moments that truly matter. Every interaction becomes richer and more meaningful when we engage from a place of choice rather than obligation. What social obligations have you decided to let go of? And how has that shift transformed your life? Share your story in the comments. Your experience might inspire someone else to embrace the freedom of saying no. By giving ourselves permission to let go of unnecessary commitments, we make room for the people, experiences, and moments that truly bring us joy and fulfillment. Letting go of the weight of others' opinions. Throughout our lives, we often carry the weight of others' opinions, an invisible burden that shapes our choices, actions, and even our sense of self. From childhood, we are taught to seek approval, to be the perfect child, the dependable friend, the successful professional. Whether it's the expectations of family, the judgments of friends, or the subtle pressures of society, we mold ourselves to meet the standards set by others. But what if we stopped letting these opinions define us? By the time we reach 70, we've gathered enough life experience to understand that no one else's opinion has the power to determine our worth. In fact, the only opinion that truly matters is our own. How often have we made decisions based on what others might think instead of what felt right for us? How many precious moments of joy have slipped away due to fear of judgment or rejection? The gift of aging is clarity, the freedom to finally see that trying to please everyone is an impossible and exhausting pursuit. People will always have their opinions, but they don't need to dictate our choices. We can choose to live according to our own values and desires, no longer bound by the invisible chains of approval seeking. Imagine the liberation of living each day with the confidence that your decisions are rooted in what feels true for you, not in what others expect. What if you could release the constant worry about whether others approve of your lifestyle, your choices, or even your appearance? How would your life transform if you embraced your authenticity, unapologetically and without fear? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Your story could inspire someone else who's struggling with the same burden. When we stop seeking external validation, we reclaim our power. No longer puppets to the expectations of others, we can walk boldly in our truth. Letting go of others' opinions lightens our load and opens the door to a life of freedom, peace and self-acceptance. The weight of others' judgments may be heavy, but the freedom that comes with releasing it is light, empowering and transformative. Facing authentic beauty. For much of our lives, society relentlessly defines beauty, dictating what it should look like, how we should maintain it, and why we must cling to youth at all costs. From magazines to TV screens to social media feeds, we are constantly bombarded with images that equate beauty to flawless skin, toned bodies, and youthful features. As we age, the pressure to fight the natural signs of time, covering up wrinkles, hiding grey hairs, and striving for an impossible ideal can feel overwhelming. But what if we decided to redefine beauty on our own terms? What if we viewed the marks of aging not as imperfections but as symbols of a life richly lived? Each wrinkle tells a unique story. Each grey hair carries the wisdom of the years we've gathered. True beauty is not about fitting into society's narrow mold. It's about embracing our authenticity at every stage of life. Think of the people you find most beautiful. Chances are, their beauty isn't defined by their physical appearance at all, but by the way they carry themselves, the confidence they radiate, their kindness, and their genuine authenticity. As we grow older, we are given the opportunity to embody this kind of beauty, a beauty that emanates from within rather than being determined by external features. Have you ever felt the weight of society's beauty standards as you've aged? Imagine how freeing it would be to fully embrace your natural beauty, just as you are. No need to conform, no need to hide what makes you unique. By accepting ourselves fully, we release the unrealistic expectations placed on us, and in doing so, inspire others to do the same. Let's redefine beauty together, because true beauty is about authenticity, and that's something that only grows stronger with age. Cutting ties with toxic relationships. Relationships are one of life's greatest gifts. They have the power to uplift, to bring joy, and to create a deep sense of connection and belonging. But not all relationships are nurturing or healthy. Over time, we may find ourselves holding on to relationships that drain us, leaving us emotionally depleted and weighed down by negativity or criticism. Whether it's a friend who constantly brings us down, a family member whose words hurt, or a connection that feels more like an obligation than a source of joy, toxic relationships can have a significant impact on our well-being. As we enter our 70s and beyond, it's an important time to evaluate the relationships in our lives. Are there people who consistently bring us joy, who support and encourage us? And conversely, are there relationships that leave us feeling small, unappreciated, or emotionally drained? It's not selfish to walk away from those relationships. It's an act of self-respect and self-care. We deserve to surround ourselves with people who value us, who lift us up, and who help us grow. By releasing toxic relationships, we create space for healthier, more fulfilling connections that nourish our spirit. Think about your own experiences. Have you ever had to let go of a relationship that no longer served you? How did it feel to make that decision? And what difference did it make in your life? Sharing our stories can be powerful. By prioritizing healthy relationships, we not only improve our own lives but also inspire those around us to do the same. We all deserve to be surrounded by people who bring out the best in us. Let's choose relationships that empower, support, and celebrate who we truly are. and letting go of comparisons. Comparison is often called the thief of joy, and it's easy to see why. Throughout our lives, we are conditioned to measure our success, happiness, and self-worth against the lives of others. Whether it's a friend's career achievements, a neighbor's picture-perfect family, or a sibling's accomplishments, it's tempting to believe that someone else's life is better, more successful, or more fulfilling than our own. But by the time we reach our 70s, we come to a powerful realization: everyone's journey is unique, and comparison only robs us of our own peace and joy. Their success and happiness are not one size fits all, and there is no universal blueprint for fulfillment. Your life is a reflection of your own experiences, choices, and values, and your journey belongs to you alone. Imagine how much lighter and freer life would feel if you stopped comparing yourself to others. What if you embraced your own path with all its beautiful imperfections and unique moments? What if you celebrated your personal growth, no matter how small the steps, without measuring them against someone else's timeline? Have you ever struggled with comparisons? How have you learned to release the need to measure your worth by the standards of others? Let's share our experiences and insights in the comments. By letting go of comparison, we open ourselves to live more authentically, embracing our own stories and achievements without judgment. When we stop measuring our lives against others, we unlock the freedom to live fully, joyfully, and on our own terms. Prioritizing your own happiness without guilt. One of life's greatest challenges is learning to prioritize our own happiness without the weight of guilt. For many of us, the instinct to put others' needs first becomes second nature, whether it's caring for family, fulfilling obligations, or meeting the expectations of friends and colleagues. We often find ourselves putting the well-being of others above our own, believing that this is the right thing to do. However, as we age, we come to realize a fundamental truth: we cannot pour from an empty cup. To truly care for others, we must first care for ourselves. Prioritizing your own happiness is not an act of selfishness, but an essential practice of self-care. After years of giving to others, it's time to ask yourself what brings you joy, what makes you feel alive and fulfilled. It's okay to place your own happiness at the top of your list. Have you ever struggled with the guilt of putting yourself first? How do you find a healthy balance between caring for others and nourishing your own well-being? Let's share and support each other in the comments. By honoring our own needs and happiness, we not only become better versions of ourselves, but also more capable of truly supporting those we love. Remember, we can only offer to others what we have within ourselves. As we grow older, the things that once seemed essential often lose their grip on us. By the time we reach our 70s, we begin to see that life is not about meeting external expectations, chasing societal norms, or accumulating possessions. It's about embracing what truly brings us joy, peace, and fulfillment. Letting go of unnecessary burdens and focusing on what matters most, our relationships, personal happiness, and inner peace, becomes the foundation for a lighter, more intentional life. So, take a moment to reflect: what is holding you back? What can you release in order to live more freely and authentically? If you found value in today's message, please give this video a thumbs up, share it with someone who could benefit from it, and don't forget to subscribe for more empowering insights on living with purpose. Thank you for being part of this beautiful journey of growth and discovery.